All right.
Okay, take it away, Chef Amy.
Okay. All right. I'm so glad that you all came this morning to Zoom with us and make some cookies. So these are special cookies. You can eat them any time of the year. They're so delicious, but they're especially delicious on Passover. And Passover, does anybody know when Passover is coming?
When's Passover?
It's very soon.
When is Passover? Is it this week? Huh?
It is. I think it's coming not Monday, not Wednesday, not Friday, but Saturday night. Saturday night, yeah. Saturday night, Passover is coming, and so we're making special yummy cookies for Passover. And I'm going to tell you how many ingredients we need. 4 ingredients. Let's count them together. Are you ready? We need almonds. That's 1. We need sugar. That's 2. We need eggs. That's 3. And, well, this is sort of optional. We need some vanilla, or I actually didn't have vanilla, so I have almond extract. You can use vanilla extract or almond extract, and that makes 4 things that we need for our recipe. Oh, and there's a 5th one that you can use if you want, but you don't have to, and that is, I made my own, but you can buy some in a bag, chocolate chips. Oh, and, there's a 6th one that I forgot. Give me a second. I'll be right back. The 6th one is actual whole almonds that you can put on top of some of the cookies. So you can make different kinds, and I'll show you how to do that. But let's get started. The first thing we need is our bowl. Nice, kind of a medium-sized bowl. And we're going to use 3 eggs. So let's count out 3 eggs. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I'm going to put the rest aside because I only need 3. Now, some people have a special tool for this, but I just cut what we want to use is just the white part of the egg, not the yellow part. So I'm going to show you. Watch my hands to see how I do this. Probably moms want to help with this part. It's a little tricky for kids, but we're going to get just the white part of the egg in the bowl. So first, I'm going to rinse off my egg in the sink next door, and then we're going to crack it against the side, and I open it up really carefully, and I go back. Oops, I got a big shell, but I'll get it out. I go back and forth. Can you see my hands? Yeah. I go back and forth gently just to let the white go in the bowl, and the yellow, you could save it for something else, or I hate to waste, but we don't need it for this recipe. Okay, so there's 1 egg white in the bowl. The other thing you can do is use, I think it might go through a big slotted spoon, but you want to see it again, how we do the egg? And also we have to look at the egg and make sure there are no blood spots in it, because it's not good to eat it if it has blood spots. Okay, but my egg looks clean. Look at that. I've got the yellow on one side and let all the white fall in there into the bowl, but I'm going to keep the yellow, just go back and forth, and all the white falls off, but the yellow part goes in the bowl. So that was 2. How many more do we need? Just 1 more egg to make it 3. So rinse off the last one and break it into the bowl. Hold on to the yellow part and just let the white part go into the bowl. All right. Now, I have 3 egg whites in my bowl. And all I'm going to do is take a fork. You could use a whisk if you want. If you have a whisk, that's good too. Or a fork, it doesn't matter. We don't have to work very hard with this. Just stir them up. Stir them up a little bit. Easy peasy. And that's all. Now, at this point, I'm going to stir in my almond extract or vanilla extract. Whatever flavor you have is fine. It's going to be delicious. Mine's brand new, so I have to carefully open it up with a knife. That's just for moms and dads. Let's see. Here we go. All right, and I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract in there. Ooh, I went overboard. Ha! Okay. That's going to be very almondy.
Okay.
Vanilla extract, almond extract. Everybody with me? Gotcha. And then give it another little stir to mix in your extract. And next is the sugar. Okay? So I'm going to open up my sugar, and I'm going to take my 1 cup measuring cup, and this is what makes it taste so sweet and yummy. We're going to put 1 cup of sugar in. So pour that sugar in the cup. All right, and put the cup of sugar in the bowl and mix it in. Everybody with me? Just let me know if you have a question. Oh, I can smell the almond extract. These are going to be very almondy. Okay.
I've muted everyone, but if you have a question, feel free to unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, don't be shy. All right. Next. So we've done 3 ingredients so far, right? We did the egg whites, 3 of them. We did the sugar, 1 cup. And we did 1 teaspoon of either vanilla or almond extract. And then we just mix it up. We don't need any special anything. Just a spoon or a fork or a whisk. Okay, now this is what makes them special almond cookies. We have our ground almonds. And for this recipe, I recommend that you use really finely ground almonds. So let me open up my package. Most of the time, if you buy them, you can grind them yourself in a Cuisinart, but if you buy them ground, they usually, in my experience, come in about a 6-ounce package. So you're going to need 2 packages, but not all that's in the package. So, all right. So again, here's my measuring cup. I'm going to measure out the first cup. I'm going to count them with me. There's 1. And I'll let you see what I'm doing. Put 1 cup in the bowl. Now a 2nd cup. That's 2. I have to open another bag for the 3rd cup. There we go. Oh. All right, and the 3rd cup is in there, and then we just stir it in until everything looks well mixed. You can use your fork. I'm using just a fork because a lot of the almond paste will get stuck in the whisk. It's okay, but I'm just using a fork to mix it all together. And you see you're getting kind of a pasty. This will depend a little bit on the size of the eggs that you used and whether or not you spilled extra almonds in like I did. So mine's a little bit pasty, but that's okay. And once you get it all mixed up, can you see how mine is? Looks just kind of like a goopy wet paste. Here's a little trick. Do you have another bowl for those of you who want to make some chocolate chip ones? What I'm going to do is take another small bowl and put half of the batter in the small bowl, in a separate bowl. So I can just scoop some out. It doesn't have to be exactly half. Just take, you know, about a cup or a cup and a half in another bowl, and those will be our chocolate chip ones. So in one batch, one part of the batter, we're going to put the chocolate chips if you have them. You don't have to use chocolate chips, but if you have them, now would be a good time to just pour them in about, I'd say about a quarter cup or so would be the right amount for a half recipe. If you're making all of it chocolate chip, then you could put a whole cup of chocolate chips in. So I'm going to mix up the chocolate chip one so the chips get all mixed in. And now that's all for making the batter. Now we're ready to start making the cookies. This is really the fun part because you get to get your hands in the dough. So I'm going to use my cookie sheet. Canterbury, can you unmute everybody for just a second?
Let me see what I can do. Hold on.
Otherwise, well, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure everybody was all caught up. If you have questions up until now, so now you have one bowl of plain batter and maybe one bowl of chocolate chip, or just plain, or all chocolate chip, whatever you prefer. Okay? And now I'm going to use this special paper. I don't have to use any oil or anything on my cookie sheet. Here's my big cookie sheet. And I'm just going to take a big piece of what we call parchment paper. It's a special paper for baking. It sounds a little weird that you could put paper in the oven, but it's a special paper that's meant for that. You wouldn't want to put just any paper in the oven, of course. All right, so I put a piece of my special baking parchment paper over the cookie sheet, and now we get to make the cookies. So you can see the batter's kind of gooey, and so what we're gonna do to be able to make cookies out of it is I'm gonna wet my hands in cold water under the sink. So I'm gonna put you down on my mat here, and I'm going right here next to the sink and just running some cold water on my hands. And the reason we do that is so that the dough won't stick to your hands. So rinse your hands in cold water, and then you take about, this is a half a tablespoon measure. I'm gonna take a little scoop. Take a little scoop and put it in my hand and just form a little ball with the dough. And if you use wet hands, it won't stick to, the dough won't stick. And then I put it down and kind of just smush it down a little bit. All right, let's do another one. Take a little bit of dough in your hands, roll it into a ball, and then put it on the cookie sheet and smush it down. Good. Let me show you again.
I'll follow it down in your wet hands.
And here's one part of my chocolate chip dough. So
Yes.
this thing, just put it in your hand, roll it into a ball, and put it on the cookie sheet. The balls are about the size of a ping pong ball or a little smaller. Like, so maybe a tablespoon, not even quite a tablespoon, I don't think. Or maybe 1 tablespoon. All right, so there it is again, one little ball, and I smoosh it onto the cookie sheet. Let's do another one. Roll it up. We have a taster here. Is it good? All right. And you can do some with your chocolate chip dough and some with your regular dough. And once we get a whole plate of them, I think this is going to make about probably two, maybe even 3 trays, depending on how big you make them. So you're going to have lots of cookies to eat. And if you see that the dough is starting to stick to your fingers a little bit, you can just go and rinse your hands again. So I just rinse them in cold water, and now I'm ready to go. Take a little more dough, roll it up, and boom. And then I smush it down a little bit. A little more dough. Is everybody rolling their cookies? Smush it down a little bit. Canterbury, how are we doing on time? We okay?
Yeah, we're doing fine.
Okay, here's a little more dough. I'm smushing it down. And I'm leaving about an inch or so between the rows because I want them, they're not going to grow all that much, but I want them to have room to grow a little. Even cookies need to grow. All right, take another little scoop, put it in my hand, roll it up into a little ball, smush it down. Don't they look pretty? So excited everybody's gonna have yummy, yummy cookies to eat. A little ball of dough, smush it down, and in a minute I'm gonna show you how to decorate your cookies again. So, little ball, smush it down, and I think I can get one more from here. Roll it into a ball and smush it onto the cookie sheet. Well, maybe 2 more can fit on this tray. Let's do a couple chocolate chip ones. 1. And the thing that I love most about these cookies, moms, is there's no potato starch. There's no matzah meal. None of that stuff. Just yummy almonds. So, all right. I think I have, well, one more in the corner. One more little cookie in the corner. And now I'm gonna decorate them. Sometimes I just decorate the plain ones and I leave the chocolate chip ones alone, but I think I'm in the mood to decorate all of them. So I'm gonna open up my container of whole almonds. And this is optional. If you don't have whole almonds, it's really okay. But I'm gonna take 1 whole almond and decorate each cookie. Just smush one into the middle of it. And you do I kind of press it in a little. Yeah. The chocolate chip ones, you might run into a chocolate chip when you try to press, but that's okay. But I think they look pretty if you just press an almond in there. But you know what your family is gonna like. So if you think your family will like them with an almond in there, wonderful. And if not, you can leave it out.
I personally recommend the almonds. I love them.
He's biased. He likes everything I cook, except he doesn't have a whole lot of choice because he doesn't cook himself. Sorry, Canterbury. But I'm glad that you like them. I really am. All right, I'm almost done putting 1 little almond on each one. Oh, and I should have preheated my oven. So we preheat the oven to 350. And again, depending on some cookie sheets create more heat, so the cookies will brown faster. But here, I've got a whole tray now ready to go in the oven. Oops, there we go. Do they look pretty? They're gonna look even prettier when they come out of the oven. All right, and now I'm gonna show you what they look like after they're baked. I just happen to have a plate of finished cookies right here to show you. Can you see them? So these are the plain ones with almonds. This one has chocolate chips in it. And this one has, actually, I had some white chocolate chips when I made this batch. So you could even, when you make the dough, you could divide it in 3 bowls and leave one plain just with almonds, mix some dark chocolate chips into one bowl and some white chocolate chips in another. So that way you have 3 different kinds of cookies. And for really ambitious moms who want to use a double boiler and melt down some chocolate, you could also take the plain ones and dip them halfway into some melted chocolate and then leave them on some parchment paper to dry, and you'll have that pretty thing where you have half the cookie chocolate and half regular. Some mom is getting, I think our mommy Abby's getting some hugs from Allison. Are those cookie hugs or those I want my nap now hugs?
Oh, I definitely did not have the appropriate ingredients, and what I made is a disaster. But she's still giving me hugs, which is great. She loves what you made.
Anyway.
We'll do this again another time.
It might come out though. What did you use almonds that weren't ground up and fine enough?
Correct.
You could try it. They'll probably just come out flatter and lacier. So you have to watch that you don't burn them. But they might come out okay.
Maybe.
Did you get to see the cookies?
So
Yeah.
Anna.
Looks good.
Oh, good question. Okay. So I baked these for 18 minutes. And you can see, I'm going to show you how to tell that they're done. Do you see at the bottoms, like that's going to be a pretty crispy one. They don't show a lot on the crispiness on the top. So after about 18 minutes,
you want to do that back?
With most ovens and most cookie sheets, they're going to be chewy in the middle and a little crispy on the outside. If you like crispier cookies, you can bake them a little longer. And if you like really super chewy cookies, you could bake them a little bit less. But usually about 18 minutes for the size that we were making is going to be right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody else have any questions?
I don't.
You don't? Okay. Well, that's very clear, Alice.
Isn't it?
Lauren, do you have any questions? No? Okay, I hope you had fun. How about Debbie?
I don't.
Debbie's good. Okay. And oh my goodness.
I don't.
I forgot your name. Anna's son.
Emmett.
Emmett.
Yes, Emmett.
Emmett, do you have any questions?
You say that this was fun? You say thank you? Say louder.
You
Can you say thank you?
are so welcome.
It was a lot of fun.
I'm glad. Allison, did you have fun? Do you have any questions?
Did you have fun? She enjoyed mixing.
Well, I had a lot of fun zooming with all of you. And I hope you have an amazing Passover with all kinds of interesting stories and yummy foods and wonderful people around your table. And I hope we all learn a lot and ask lots of questions. Because Passover is for asking questions. Yeah.
Passover.
Okay, so thank you so much, Chef Amy. Nicely done.
Thank you.
If you do have questions, by the way, for either or comments for that matter, or whatever, questions about the cooking, comments about the program, please feel free to send me an email. And we appreciate, all your feedback. And if you have any questions about, the recipe specifically, I can certainly send it to Chef Amy, who will be glad to get back to you. And we have this video if you need to go back and review any of the steps. This video will be available, and I'll post it onto the web and send out a link to everyone. And on behalf of the Jewish Federation and Foundation of Rockland County and PJ Library, I just want to wish you guys a happy Passover also.
Thank you.
Passover.
Happy Passover.
Happy Passover.
You'll be okay.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and being with us. See you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
This was fun.